For multiplying and dividing integers, we learned, based on patterns, that two things can happen. If the signs are the same when you're dividing two numbers, so I'm going to highlight this in blue, which is actually the same color we highlighted in our notes, in our I and B. If the signs are the same, which means they are both positive or both negative, then we learned that your answer is going to be positive. So we can think of that with a little plus sign. We also learned that when we have two numbers where the signs are different, and in our notes we use the orange highlighter for this, the answer is going to be negative. So we can put a little minus sign next to that. Okay, so let's talk about in A what's going on. Okay, with the order of operations, we know that we have to deal with whatever's on the top first because the division bar is sort of like a grouping symbol. So we look to see what kind of signs we have here. Well, the 2 is negative and the 8 is also negative, which means that those two signs are the same. So let's go ahead and figure that part out. Negative 2 times negative 8 would give us a positive 16. Now our last step is to divide that by negative 4. So now we look at the signs and we see, well, this one is a positive, but down here is a negative. So if I highlight those in the appropriate color, it would be orange because the signs are different. So think about what that sign would be for your answer. 16 divided by 4, so think about that number, and then what sign would go in front. Now we look at B. We need to think about the order of operations, and the order of operations says multiplication and division come in the order from left to right that they're written. So if we start here, we have a positive 3 times a negative 20. So that's the first step that we do. A positive 3 times a negative 20 is going to give us a negative 60 because the signs are different. So now we keep going. We now have divided by negative 6 times negative 2. Remember, the order of operations says, in this case, division will come first because it's in order from left to right. So now we have negative 60 divided by negative 6. Well, this is negative, and so is this, and so those are the same sign. That would give us a positive answer. And negative 60 divided by negative 6 is going to give me a positive 10. And then our final step is to take care of the multiplication by negative 2. So in this case, we have a positive multiplied by a negative, so we're back on the orange highlighter bandwagon. In that case, the signs are different. So think about what sign your answer would be, and then you just multiply 10 and 2 together.